Chapter 9. End of a conversation, start of a relationship. When do you leave? How do you leave? Who are the people you always have to pay attention to when you leave? When is a good time to leave? After these insights about leaving, you will more easily stay in touch with the newly made contacts. You will remain more firmly etched in the memory of your contacts. You will be contacted more quickly at the next opportunity. Leaving the network meeting the right way is perhaps even more important than entering. Why? Because you have already left an impression on several people. And let's assume that's a good impression. People have to keep that good first impression of you, and they must be able to remember you immediately after the meeting. Now that you are about to leave, you have the chance to show yourself one last time from your best side and thereby strengthen the memory of you even more. Finally, the network meeting is not an end in itself, but a starting point for a possible future, long-term business relationship. When will you leave the network meeting? Always leave around the end time. Don't leave too early and don't linger. Why not? If you leave much too early, you show little respect for the organization. The meeting was announced weeks, perhaps months in advance. So you know well in advance when and how long the meeting will last. If you leave more than 15 minutes before the end time, it will only give the impression that you didn't like it. If you think, yes, but if I have an appointment I really have to go, then think carefully about what impression you leave behind. You leave the impression that you cannot plan. The date and times of the meeting were known to you for a long time. Why didn't you take that into account? So you leave the wrong impression anyway. The organization puts a lot of energy, time, and money into organizing a good network meeting for you. Leaving at the right time is a show of respect for that. What's a good way to leave now? The right way is characterized by a certain sequence, short repetition of the conversation and confirmation of agreements made. What I mean by that I will now explain to you. The order you will use is the opposite of that upon entry. So the people you spoke to first upon arrival, you say goodbye to them last. It's about the people you've actually had a conversation with. Like the organizer you started with. Finally, you always go to the organizer and have a short chat with them. And if the organizer is several people, address them separately one by one. You always thank them very much for the well-organized meeting. Name some good contacts you have made. Always offer something, or ask if you can do something for the organizer now or next time. It is recommended to start departing half an hour before the end time. You really need that time, because in a short time you will be talking to a lot of people. You are now looking for the people you spoke to. What you're going to do is shake hands with these people again and tell them you're leaving. And you are going to say more, but first a problem that you will run into. We have to solve that first. These people you are about to say goodbye to are most likely all talking to others right now. So you will have to break into those conversations. You have to do that carefully. After all, it's about confirming the good impression you've made. Never break into the call unannounced. The best thing you can do is to join in silent with the person you want to say goodbye to and his interlocutor. Don't say anything. They really see you and will respond to it when it suits them. If that doesn't suit them because they are fully engaged in a conversation, then leave it that way. Make eye contact with the person you want to say goodbye to and nod with a look of understanding and good understanding and make a gesture of goodbye. That gesture can be a hand movement, think of the gesture of "we're calling," or without making a sound you say goodbye. Then you nod kindly to the other person and leave. If you can speak to the person you want to say goodbye to now, then that looks nice. You now have the chance to extend a first contact to the beginning of a relationship. That's how it feels. An hour ago you were getting to know each other for the first time, now in this second contact it is as if you already really know each other. This also includes the value of careful goodbyes. What you are going to do now is to reaffirm the good impression you have made with your conversation partner. You shake hands. While shaking hands, call you his name. You confirm that you enjoyed talking to him about a topic that is important to him. Pay attention, so you repeat what is important to him, not what you think is important. And you close with confirmation of the appointment you have made. For example, I'll call you, see you at the appointment, I'll email you, I'll send you the LinkedIn invitation, or see you next time. Whatever. What matters is that you extend the contact with the aim of building a relationship. If there are one or more people around your conversation partner when you say goodbye, involve them in your goodbye. If it's one or two, shake hands, say the name if you can read it on the badge. Say your own name and say that you would like to speak to them next time. Are there more people? Then limit yourself to eye contact and say goodbye to the group. If there is room to quickly exchange cards, feel free to do so, but do not start a new substantive conversation. After all, you must have made your farewell round within half an hour. What is the benefit of carefully saying goodbye? What will happen during your farewell round is that you will be approached by new people. They've been watching you from the sidelines the whole time. They would like to talk to you, if only out of curiosity, because you are in conversation with everyone and that attracts. Or they have received a tip from your conversation partner to speak to you. These are potential, valuable contacts. You've actually been waiting for this. All your careful action from preparation to now at parting is starting to pay off. You have arrived in the world of optimal, effortless networking. It couldn't be easier. Just what now? You're out of time. You are finishing and you want to be gone by the end time at the latest. How do you deal with this now? The first thing you should do is give these people your full attention right away. If you are moving, stop immediately. You address the person. Look at him calmly and gently and listen carefully to what he says. Avoid any impression that you are in a hurry and want to leave. Give the person your full attention and listen carefully. This person will automatically start introducing themselves. He will then give a reason why he appeals to you. Be immediately grateful for that and say so. Say that you really appreciate that person taking the trouble to get to know you. You like it, you are happy with it, and you find it valuable. And you really like that, because what more could you want, without any effort being addressed at a meeting where you didn't know anyone a few hours ago? Then immediately ask the question, what you can do for the person in question. Regardless of the answer, you make an appointment about this, how and when to contact them after this meeting. You ask for a card, give your card, and you say what you are going to do for that person. That will usually be something like, I'll call you, I'll email you, we'll link via LinkedIn, or maybe even a specific appointment. Then you repeat your appreciation for this quick brief introduction, repeat what you are going to do for the person, and say goodbye with a good handshake. Summary. You always leave around the end time of the event. 15 minutes before that is fine. Don't hang around after the end time. Finally, always look for the people who are involved in the organization of the event. Thank them all personally with a short motivation for why you like the meeting so much. You start to leave half an hour before the end time. Make sure to personally say goodbye to all the people you want to stay in touch with a handshake and a commitment of what you're going to do. If you come into conversation with new people in the last half hour, keep it short, but immediately extend the contact by making an appointment after this meeting. This can be by email, telephone, LinkedIn, or a concrete appointment to meet again. Exchange tickets immediately. The great thing about this is that you can make contacts faster and easier in a few minutes than in the previous hours. There is also an immediate snowball effect, because the next meeting you can immediately start again with these well-known new contacts. What comes next? Chapter 10. Continued after a conversation.